Yo, 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 yo.
Yo.
It's your boy, P4. We back.
Back at it again.
Back at it again with another episode of Never Play Yourself.
It's the kid, TeeJay. What's up, man?
What's good, man? You all right?
I'm good, man. How you living?
I'm all right, man. I'm still good in these streets.
Good to see. See, these cases picking back up, but still out here dodging that mud.
Like you know where it's coming back up, man. Y'all just won't stay in the house. Y'all.
Who is y'all? I'll be in the house. I'll be in the house. I'll be playing football or in the house.
Y'all be all out. Y'all said, man, what COVID?
That's what everybody said, apparently.
Right. They knew it was going to go up, man.
They going to find out soon enough.
Right.
Hit these up.
Hit this toes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a nice little smooth drink right there, man. What is that?
That's the Uncle Nearest.
Yo, Unc. There you go.
If you know the story behind that, it's the guy who taught Jack Daniels how to make his liquor. So yeah, it's real popular right now. It's hard to get that mug too. And apparently there's a black one as well, but I haven't seen that one yet. So when I catch that one, I'm gonna try that one too.
Shout out to Unc.
Shout out. That's pretty good.
Yeah, man, it's real smooth, man. It's a grown man drink right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Grown man.
Grown man.
Grown man.
What we talking about today?
Man, we talking about boundaries.
Ooh, boundaries.
And I know it's like a taboo topic for men to talk about boundaries.
Yeah. Apparently we don't get those, but we're gonna talk about them.
Either you know the stigma is we don't get those, we don't have them.
Yeah,
you know,
all of that. All of it. We don't have them. We don't get them.
We don't enforce them.
Nothing. We don't do nothing.
Right. We
just living day by day.
Right. We don't know what that word means.
If you ask some people, they don't know what it means at all.
Right. So, I mean, we're here to talk about boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess the first question is, do men have boundaries? What do you think?
I think men have boundaries. Boundaries for men are loose though. They're not like strict line boundaries. For most men, it all depends on what happens and who says what, because it's like for most men, like it's a difference between somebody like one of your close partners saying something and somebody that's like, oh, I know him saying something. Like people can say the same things and you take it differently. Like, or people do things differently because of who they are. Like for me personally, like I tell everybody, and it's a boundary for some people, I try not to as much, but like I tell everybody, we ain't that cool if I ain't never called you a bitch. Like that's my favorite word. So like it's like we ain't really not that. If you think we like hella cool and I ain't never called you a bitch, we probably not as cool as you think we are. But that's just how I am, man. I'm just like, and I don't even be meaning it like,
the word bitch.
Yeah. It don't.
Just for clarification, he just ain't going out here calling everybody.
Yeah, because a lot of people gonna take it like I'm just calling everybody a bitch, but I'm not. It's just I don't know. For me, a term of endearment, I guess.
There you go.
You could say, but like some people have that line where it's like, "Don't call me that," and I respect it, and as long as you respect my boundaries, I respect yours. But I definitely think men do have boundaries. On certain things.
What about when it comes to women?
It all depends on who you are, your relationship status, who the woman is. I think men have boundaries. It's just not the boundaries that women would want us to have.
There you go. That was the
that's what you was looking for.
That was what I was looking for.
I think men have boundaries. It's just not what what women want us to have boundaries for. So like
our boundaries are not what their boundaries are.
Yeah. So they look at it as we don't have boundaries
Right.
because it's not the same as theirs.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true. I think we do have boundaries. It's just some things women don't want us to do, we don't see a problem with.
Right. Because I mean, I think some of it has to do with being safe for them.
As far as
the ones that think we don't have boundaries and they have this boundary, you know, it's a safety net, or it's don't want to say convenient, but it's comfortable. They feel safe. They feel secure. That's what I'm looking for. Secure.
In certain boundaries.
Right.
I got you.
They feel, you know, if you go along these lines, then we're good.
Right.
You know, so you know, it is what it is. But
like what you mean by certain lines? Like for example, I would think like women have certain boundaries for like, I think what you're talking about kind of, for example, like if you out with your like with your wife or with anybody with their girls or anything like that, and you happen to see like an old friend that you ain't seen in a while, and it's a woman, and you know you talking, you know you may get to laughing and joking,
right,
and for women that may be a boundary that they don't want you to do, especially if y'all not standing right next to her. You may be 5, 6, 10 feet away,
right,
chatting it up, laughing and shit. And now she looking at you with the side eye like, what the fuck y'all over there talking about? What the fuck is so funny? I like to laugh. Like all that shit, but it's like y'all could be over there literally talking about fucking LeBron versus Giannis. You know what I'm saying? And she just happened to talk sports, and y'all over there kick in and this shit, and now you in trouble because that's a boundary that you done crossed apparently.
Look, I wasn't gonna even take it that far. I was just gonna be real simple with it. We could just do this. So you real elementary. We're gonna have this. We got this ball, right? There's this white line, but past that white line is a yellow line, but the yellow line goes out a little bit further. To them, that white line, you don't have to go far. It's right here.
You're right.
Keep that ball right here between that white line.
Yeah,
you're good.
You're good.
But a man, you know, depending on the guy, his boundary or his outer bounds is that yellow line.
Yeah, it's a little bit further.
A little bit further out.
Yeah.
To him, he like, we good. I can go get that ball.
He ain't doing nothing.
To her, nah, that's too far.
That's too far.
It's too far.
Bring it back in.
Why can't you be right here in this white line? It's safe. We don't have to go that far.
Man.
You get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so, you know, and not all men are like that. Some men might be right there with that white, and some women might be out there with that yellow.
Some women are definitely out there with the yellow.
Right. But I think,
but they don't, you know, they ain't gonna say that though.
So we're not gonna say all. We don't want to categorize.
I'm never saying all. You know they gonna take it that way, but I'm never saying all.
But
there's a percentage.
Right, it's a percentage.
Always.
But I want to put this out there that some women have to understand that most of the time, men, and this is my personal opinion, they break their boundaries.
Men break their boundaries?
Yeah, they break their boundaries to, you know, depending on the woman.
Okay.
I think men, you know, they see what their boundaries are, and They're like, I'm not going outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on the woman, they be like, I'm willing to let this go.
We'll get close to that yellow line.
Let this slide. You know, and I don't think they realize that sometimes.
Men don't.
Yeah.
Because they don't think about it. They don't. Most of the time, they don't see any harm in things that women see harm in. And, you know, it's, I mean, it goes both ways too. For like your friendships and your like relationships.
Right.
Because a lot of times women won't understand like the things like men go through with their friends.
Right.
And still
or just in life, period.
Yeah. And it's just different. For both parties. I really do get what you're saying about both. And men, I can agree, men do step outside the boundaries more often than women. I won't say that.
No, I
won't say that. I won't say that. I'm gonna take that back. I won't say more often. I would say
I say it's an equal balance. It's 2021 going to 22. It's equal balance.
It is. I would say that the way men step outside their boundaries is more like, I don't want to say get caught, because it's not like, I don't know how, it's like men step out of their boundaries more loosely, I would say, than women do. Women most of the time are a lot calculated with a lot of things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
And men are just like, you know, just doing shit and not really.
Do you think it's an emotional aspect to it?
I mean, when you involve women
with the boundary of the consequence of them getting outside their boundary, more so than men than women.
Yeah, I mean, when you involve women, it's always emotion. It's always tied to emotions,
right?
Just because most women are emotional creatures. They live by their emotions. How they feel dictates everything for them.
Right.
You know, so it definitely does.
Yeah. I agree. Because I mean, even with men and their friends or coworkers, they have their boundaries, and some can be broken.
Mm-hmm.
But then he has to deal with the results. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Dealing with the results.
That's the tough part, I guess.
But is it? I mean, it depends. I mean, just is it? Let's say, you broke your boundary, and then it ended up becoming a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some people just say, "Oh, it's your pride."
Sometimes, but pride ain't always involved for men. I don't think pride is always involved for men.
Yeah, I think but I think it plays a big part though.
It does. As far as like, you mean like a woman breaking boundaries for a man, like the man's boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a man to get upset about some things that are boundaries for them is typically embedded in pride, because it's like, I mean, like for the example I gave about, just reversing the roles of, she meeting up or seeing an old friend and they're over there kakakiing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
For a man, this is usually like, the fuck that nigga got that I don't got, or like, just
right.
some form of prideful shit that,
right,
makes you feel like she is outside the boundaries. Which, I mean, to me, I don't think that's like if you ain't over there all hugged up and, touchy feely, y'all just having a conversation, I don't think that's something that's too too out the way. But you know, it's all up for interpretation and how you feel in the environment and what's going on and all of that. And
also, who you dealing with?
Everything.
Who
you dealing with? You know, what's the scenario? Did you just leave your dude just standing there and he's looking awkward, or you know, it's a lot to it. But I think, yeah.
I'll say this: we both got a mutual friend. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but
okay,
you know, I don't always agree with some of the things he does. Not saying that he does a lot of things that you know that's wrong or nothing like that. It's just some things I just don't agree with. But one of the things I respect the hell out of him is he stands his ground. He keeps his boundaries, no matter who it is. He keeps his boundaries. And it's hard for, you know, ladies to understand that, but he's willing not to break them, no matter what the cost is, because he's known by how he feels emotionally. If he breaks his boundary, what happens? What the end result is. So I have to constantly tell him, like, look, find whoever is gonna understand what you got going on. And that is your boundaries. This is what it is.
Yeah, you got to stay inside your boundaries. You got to be able to, not waver them. Like if you have certain boundaries that are for your relationships that you are like, I guess like non-negotiables for your boundaries, then you gotta stick to them, no matter who has who you sacrifice or what, you know, what relationships you sacrifice to get to your ultimate goal.
Right. I do have another question. Do you think there are unnecessarily formed relationships because of broken boundaries? Let that settle in.
I think, yeah, you can get into relationships unnecessarily from breaking your own boundaries, because you may,
it's something, it got to be, and we ain't just talking about dating, or it could be with anybody. It could be you know, anybody.
Yeah, it can be certain things that you wouldn't allow, that you allow, that you look over, that will have you friends with somebody or in a relationship with somebody, hell, even married to somebody, you know, from just you allowing certain things for so long, and you know that you don't like it,
right?
But you allowed it for so long that other party has gotten used to doing certain things,
right,
or whatever. For example, like me, like calling people a bitch. Some people who don't like it, but they never say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when they do say something, it's like, you know, years down the road, it's like, nigga, why you just say nothing? You know what I'm saying? Just you could just told me. Like I'm attached to the word, but I'm not attached to it like where it's necessary for me to call you that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you would have just said something, I would have been like, okay, cool.
Right.
You know, and that's an example of that. So it's like,
you just looking at it, but like, bitch, why you ain't saying that?
Yeah. All right, that's my last time. but for real, it's like you could have just told me, you know? Yeah, just like that. But it's like that can go for any situation, you know, anything or anybody, any situation. You know, you may be allowing something to fester and keep going that you don't actually like or wouldn't allow if it was somebody else, and you know that builds resentment,
right?
You know, and you never want resentment.
No, but some people just don't care.
They say that, but you know, eventually they'll blow up, you know, or get mad, and you know, something small will turn into a huge deal, and it's like, why is you tripping? And it's like, it's something that's been building up forever, and they just didn't say nothing.
Right. So, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, men do have boundaries.
Definitely.
For ladies who out there who wanted to know, had this curious thing, you know, men have boundaries. Yes, there. Some men, you know, break them. Some stretch them. Some don't bend them at all.
Some stick to them.
Some stick to them.
That's it.
You know, some just, you know, and it might be some who don't have no boundary. They just out here all willy-nilly, you know. You know, I guess that's why we say they are from Venus and we are from Mars. Did I say that correctly?
I don't know. You go. Don't give me the
they
line.
From Venus and we from Mars.
I don't know.
I think
it's right, but I don't. That's right. I don't know for sure.
I'm sure somebody's gonna correct me in the comments below. Somebody's gonna correct me or something like that.
You got to. You know, somebody know.
It's gonna be a typo. But yeah, and I think as over time there's growth for especially for men. You know, we're in this time we deal with more mental health now. Yeah. So more and more men are coming out being expressive and telling how they feel, which it can be a difficult deal. Yeah, which is never easy.
Never, especially not for men.
But at the end of the day, it's healthy.
Very, very healthy, but it's definitely hard for men, especially like just expressing yourself is hard, and it's hard to express yourself to people when it's like, oh, you don't feel like that, right? So I ain't gonna say nothing else. That's literally like, why are you telling me? If you want me to talk and say what's going on, why are you telling me I don't feel like that? Or are you telling me, you know, that's not what happened, or that's not true, and X, Y, Z. You know, it's tough out here. It is. You know, it's tough out here to express yourself, and then without any like, I don't want to say consequence, but
I think the one of my biggest pet peeves, like top 5, is don't tell me how to feel. Man, I hate that with a passion. Man,
you can't tell me how I feel or what to feel about.
Right, don't tell me
that you did to me or that happened to me.
Right, don't try to tell me how to feel. Yeah, or how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I'll shut down quick, like
right. It's
I've gotten past that point in my life for the most part of like just shutting down. Like I've gotten past that for the most part, but like, and it's not even like it is a shutdown. Like when that does happen, but it's like I'm not shutting down. I'm just shutting down to you because like now in this moment I'm shutting down to you because I'm not going to start talking and tell you how I feel or what's going on with me. And you're going to try to tell me I don't feel like that. Right. I'm not. No, it's not an argument. It's definitely not an argument we're about to have. No. Not at all.
Not
at all.
No. But yeah, I appreciate everybody listening to us and checking us out, man.
Thank you.
Pay yourself for that podcast.
Thank you for coming out. Checking with
we
us.
Appreciate all the love out there. Everybody subscribing, commenting, and sharing, and
tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, liking, supporting us.
More content on the way.
Yep.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend, as he said. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.